Welcome to Newsmakers. My name is Sean Smith. I'm the Assistant Director of Community Relations for Chesterfield County Public Schools. Join us today, the Superintendent, Dr. Marcus Newsome. Welcome to you, Dr. Newsome.
Thank you.
We're going to try something a little bit different today for Newsmakers. Before we get into the part of that program, we want to talk briefly about the upcoming adoption of the new school calendar. It's hard to believe we're taping in November, already talking about the next school year. Walk us through a little bit about the process and where the proposed calendar is right now.
We have a variety of people who are involved in the development of the calendar. We start with the calendar committee that includes representation from school divisions throughout the region. We try to establish common vacation days for the winter break and for the spring break. And then we involve people in our county. We seek input from parents and our teachers and staff members and community members to get feedback, to get their insights as to what they think might serve the best interests of our community.
And I see with the school calendar, obviously, we talk a lot about community involvement and listening to that input. And with the school calendar, in years past, we've seen where the input has been taken by the school board and changes reflected. How would you encourage the public to stay involved in that process?
Well, one, they need to go to our website, mychesterfieldschools.com, and they can see the proposed calendar. Our school board does take very seriously the feedback, and we often see changes as a result of the feedback. We also would encourage people to email us their recommendations, to go through our school board office to make sure that our school board members see the issues that are most pertinent or important to our citizens.
And as we think about the school calendar, talking about the school board, as we transition a little bit here in our segment, every school board meeting have the opportunity to provide an update for the school board and the community. Things are taking place at the schools, and you spend a lot of time out in the schools, and our employees love the fact that you're not just at central office, but you're out there interacted not just with employees, getting feedback with students. And so we wanted to, on some of our upcoming segments, take some time to look at some of the things literally that you're seeing out the schools and walking us through some of the things that have been happening recently. Yes. And as we look right now, we've got up on our screen there the Junior Achievement Business Ethics. And tell us about what was going on there.
Yeah, visiting schools is one of my favorite things to do, and I've visited every school so far this year, and I'm on my second round. Here, Junior Achievement is a nonprofit organization that recruits business leaders to work with our students. And this is a course on ethics, and I actually taught a lesson to these students at the Tech Center, and they're engaged in a group activity.
And as we look to the other pictures here, we have Thomas Dale High School.
Yes, a couple of years ago, to relieve overcrowding at Thomas Dale, the Chester Middle School was converted to what we call a ninth grade academy. And while we do have some upperclassmen there, for the most part we have ninth graders in the school, and this is a class I visited. You can see they're engaged in a lesson and paying close attention to the teacher in the Spanish class.
And we have here Hopkins Road Elementary.
Yeah, I love going to the cafeteria. This is where I get to have conversations with children, and these students are posing for the camera. If you look closely, you'll see the lunches, some partially eaten. We have a new federal lunch program that has much healthier foods, and you'll see a lot more fruits and vegetables on the lunch menus. And contrary to what people might think about school lunches, our students actually enjoy these new menus.
You can see here obviously some healthy choices with the pear right there.
That's correct.
And we have here Monacan High School, the service learning.
Yeah, we have 3 guiding principles in our strategic plan: blended learning, project-based learning, and service learning. And here we have students from Monacan High School who come over and work with elementary students. In this case, they're students from Reams Road Elementary, and they actually mentor and tutor.
We have, I think, one more picture here.
Yeah, well, arts are a part of a well-rounded education, and I love going into the arts classes, and we can see some students here. I believe they're engaged in some watercolor painting.
Well, thanks so much for being here. We'll look to include this and incorporate that in future upcoming segments.
Thank you.
And thank you to our viewers. Please join us next time to learn more about Chesterfield County Public Schools.